Okay guys, about a week ago I received an article, or at least a friend of mine found an article, and it was based around Rivenstone. Rivenstone is a game that was produced by Broken Anvil. Produced being a very strong word. It is a Kickstarter that they ran 2 years ago, which as of the date of recording this video, which is 2 years later, a year after they said it would be in people's hands, it is not. It has not been delivered. No word, all sorts of madness going on. I will go into that a little bit in this video. But why did this bother me so much? Because this is my Rivenstone miniature. The one that I painted up, did a video on, got paid for by Broken Anvil to do it. And it was the first company that reached out to me when I started doing this YouTubing stuff full time and paid me to do a video. So I was super proud of this. This was an achievement for me to have this happen. This is a milestone in my head. Like, I could go 25 years in the future and God willing, I'll still be making videos of little war dollies on the internet. And if someone asked me what's the first paid video you ever got, I would look back fondly and be like, Broken Anvil got in touch with me and I got to do a miniature for Rivenstone. And up until 2 weeks ago, I was extremely proud of that. And it was only after reading this article that I found out that they basically swindled and scammed and did a whole bunch of horrible business dealings, which meant that they probably never intend to send their backers out a single miniature. Now, I'm going to go through a little bit of the information that I have. Now, Discourse Miniatures did a full video on the Rivenstone breakdown. That is not the topic of today's video. It is not to bash Broken Anvils or talk about Rivenstone at all, even though they're the ones that made me feel this way particularly. I have another topic in mind, and it's a conversation starter, I hope, because I want to get a little bit of clarity and hopefully some information from you guys that will help me and maybe some other creators moving forward in the future. But anyway, just very quickly on Rivenstone. Rivenstone launched April 26th, 2022. The success was in 4 hours, fully funded in 4 hours, very successful Kickstarter. They gave 1 year fulfillment time. Now it's over 2 years with no delivery and no updates since January. They made $233,000 in that Kickstarter, which was way more than they needed. So they should have had absolutely no issues in funding it and getting it out to people. Now, like I said, there's a bunch of information as to the whys that it went down and all that kind of jazz, and it reflects extremely badly on Broken Anvil as a company, if you can even call them a company. Like I said, Discourse Miniatures goes in to a full video on that. I think she posted it about 8 months ago, and I watched it to get as much information as possible when I found out this happened. So please, if you want to know more about the travesty that, of course, happened with the Broken Anvil Kickstarters, then go check out that video. Why anyone backed their next Kickstarter and the next Kickstarter? I have no idea. But the discussion that I had or wanted to have with you guys today is the concept based around the responsibility a creator has when they're promoting a product. Or does a creator have a responsibility when they're promoting a product? I mean, for me, as an example, Broken Anvil looked like a fully legitimate thing. I was a very small creator at the time. Like I said, this was the first one that I got paid to do. So as soon as someone was like, would you like to be paid to paint up a miniature and show it off, I jumped at the opportunity to do that. And there was a bunch of other creators out there, much bigger channels than me, who had, of course, done videos for Rivenstone already. So that, of course, filled me with confidence. This was going to be this great thing. I almost backed the game myself, but it was very, very expensive. And unfortunately, like I said, I was a small creator. Back then, I had taken the big leap. It's taking a step away from my 15 years at Games Workshop to go and do my own thing. So I had to tighten my purse strings just a little bit and not make so many frivolous purchases, which means I decided in the end not to do that, which I guess was a blessing in disguise. But I'm trying to understand whether or not there might have been any indicators back then that would have made me pause and say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't take this. I can't honestly see any. It looked so good. It was funded so well. The promotion stuff they did was great. They had physical miniatures printed already. They had made a gaming board and taking it to conventions and ran demo game. Like, it seemed from the bottom of my heart that it was this legitimate thing. And it just turned out to be not. I'm wondering if there is a way of figuring out when a promotional kind of opportunity comes through the door, what questions a creator should ask themselves, what research do you think they should do to try and, mitigate some of the risks to you guys? Because obviously we are telling you guys our opinion. Now, it is always just our opinion, but at the end of the day, I hold a lot of stock in stuff. I'm not adverse to Kickstarters. I have backed, I don't know how many, there's Squidmar's brushes and Squidmar's airbrush right there. I've got the brush coffin from Mediocre lying around here somewhere. I've backed a couple different products and buildings and STL file bundles and all sorts of things. And I personally have only ever been let down once before on a Kickstarter called Townsfolk. So many years ago, about 6 years ago, I backed this, and to this day I still haven't received anything, just wrote it off. But it's still a feel bad situation. If I tell you guys, man, Rivenstone is epic, it's so cool, the miniatures are beautiful, the story they're writing is epic, the gaming board they've produced is incredible. I personally love this game system and will be playing it when it comes out. And then 1,000 people go away because they watched my video, which didn't happen, by the way. Like I said, I was a very small creator. But if someone big made a big video, Miniac made a video, or Squidmar made a video saying that this is the best thing since sliced bread, and 1,000 of you go away and buy it, and then it doesn't come through. 1,000 people just spent hundreds of dollars and have lost out on it. Do they come back and angrily give out to Squidmar or to Miniac or to me if I created a video? Is that the right way to do it? I don't know. Like, there is no YouTube school. There's no content creator school as such where, you go to class on ethics and, they teach you the step-by-step method of how you're supposed to accept the promotional opportunity to make sure that it, fulfills its needs, and it obviously is correct for your audience and isn't going to screw them over. So I don't know. It's a really funny kind of gray area. All I can tell you is that the Rivenstone fiasco left a really sour taste in my mouth. And it's now making me go back and rethink all the other promotional things that I do. Most of the stuff that I do is things for like 3D printers. And all I can tell you is my user experience with them. I use them for a couple of weeks. I print out a bunch of stuff and I tell you my thoughts and opinions on them. But I can't tell you what that printer is going to be like in a year's time. I can't honestly tell you what the experience is going to be if you get a faulty one and then you have to go through the process of trying to contact that company and say, look, this is faulty, can I get a replacement part? Or, I don't know whether their customer service is a debacle and it's going to be a nightmare and you're going to have a horrible experience with it. I hope that's not the case. But I don't know. How could I know? Is there any way to do a research bundle on that? Is there a way of writing down a set of processes to find out all the information you think is vitally important before you create a video and direct people to things? What is your duty of care as a creator when you're showing people a product? It makes you think. It's genuinely one of those things that I don't know if there is a solid. I wish there was. I really do wish there was some sort of giant governing body that would tell me, yes, this is a-okay. I mean, I have Laura who answers all of my kind of emails and all that kind of stuff. She does so much of the behind the scenes stuff. And there is a bunch of times where she does step in as my the little glorious cherub on my shoulder saying, no, I don't like the look of that, or I don't like the sound of that. Or one of the first promotions which came through after Rivenstone, a month or two later, was one on cryptocurrency. And she was like, it's one promoting cryptocurrency. They're offering a quite a decent amount of money to make a video or put this in. And she was just like, no, cryptocurrency is just one of those funny things. A lot of people have bad taste in their mouth. What if a bunch of people invest a lot of money in this and then they lose it all? How's that going to look on you as a creator and stuff like that? So obviously we stepped away from it. We decided not to go with those or do them or anything like that. So I don't know. I'd love to know what your thoughts and opinions are on this. I know this is a very different video to something that I'm used to making. I do really hope my overarching goal with this video is to start a dialogue. I would love to know what people's opinions are on this. Do they have any insightful tips that can help me, guide me through future promotional stuff? Is there any other creators out there who've made a video on this that you think it might be useful for me to watch? And how do you feel about it? I would love to honestly know if you watched my video, you got inspired, you liked the look of Rivenstone, you paid $250 on the stuff, and then it all fell apart and you didn't receive a thing. Would you in any way have bitter feelings towards me, or would it all be self-contained inside of the Broken Anvil company and their kind of production of Roomfield or anything like that? Is that the case? I don't know. Yeah, so hopefully this video was insightful for you guys, and like I said, it helps open a dialogue. I appreciate you sticking around for my ramblings. Usually I don't make these kind of videos. I don't particularly plan to make these videos part of my overall content in the future. I like painting my war dollies. I like staying out of the drama and just keeping my channel to be a really positive space. But honestly, that really did get a little knot in my stomach when I read that article a couple of weeks ago, and I just felt like I needed to do something about it. Yeah, please do comment below and let me know your thoughts and feelings. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like as well. Subscribe to keep up to date with all future updates. And if you're interested in helping support the channel, there's links in my Discord below, access to a private Discord server. And an extra vlog style video every single day is what you get for becoming a member. So if you're interested in anything like that, links below. Thank you guys so much for listening to my ramblings. Hopefully it wasn't too tiring for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.